your question is whether surface water bodies can be connected with groundwater bodies. Basically, they can be connected, if they can be connected through the subsoil, the underground. And the answer to this is yes, definitely. So there is, most surface water bodies are connected to underground water supplies. And we have been looking at this for quite a long period of time. The main difference between a connection, a groundwater surface water connection, and a surface water connection, so over the top of the ground and underground, is time. So it takes longer time for the water to travel underground, and it takes less time for the surface water to travel over the surface. But this also means that groundwater has the capability to accumulate more dissolved materials. And this means that over time, the concentration of pollutants, or some pollutants in groundwater that reaches surface water bodies, is very high by comparison to water that is traveling over the surface. One good example is fertilizer. So groundwater has been accumulating fertilizer that is being used since the 1940s, 1950s. So concentrations of fertilizers are quite high in groundwaters all over the world. And these now are reaching surface water bodies such as lakes or even coastal marine water bodies. And very difficult to understand the combined effect of this new pollutant input and the regular, well-known surface pollutant inputs. So how do they combine? How the two sources of materials affect these systems? So, yeah, in short, yes. And it's important because the concentrations of pollutants in groundwater are sometimes 2 to 3 orders of magnitude higher than what you would find in surface waters. So even if this connection brings very small amounts of groundwater in contact with, say, rivers or channels or lakes or canals or the sea, even if there's only little groundwater coming up compared to, for example, what rivers would bring, the concentration of a lot of the pollutants is much, much higher. So the impact is sometimes much higher than what you would expect from surface water inputs. There's one simple example. Let's say that we are talking about agriculture. Agriculture has intensified since the 1940s, 1950s. Now groundwater all over Europe is contaminated with fertilizer, particularly nitrogen, but also pesticides, insecticides, complex organic molecules that are toxic. These are slowly traveling towards the sea in groundwater. And they will eventually reach, if not already, reach the sea. And this means these compounds that we have been accumulating in groundwater over the past 4 to 5 decades are now going to arrive in our coastal areas. And we have to first understand how much is arriving, how fast, and what the impact is.